It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Boys podcast.
You know what? Listen, let's talk about this, goddammit. Let's get some shit out on the motherfucking table. All right? One of Andrew's followers tweeted me because I posted something like best stand-up comic in the world.
Yep.
And it's not even close.
Yep.
He says to me, about time you support Andrew.
I resent that.
But no, let me.
I resent that.
Let me ride your dick for a second.
No.
Can I ride your fucking dick? All right?
Can I say one thing that's very important to me?
Yes.
You have given me so much. I mean this, and it almost gets me emotional. You've given me so much, not in terms of just a platform and access to people, but like I've learned so much from. I don't want to be a little
neither,
bitch,
man.
But yeah. But I've learned so much. I love you, man.
The fuck, man. I love you.
Yeah.
All right,
it's like,
just gay shit out.
Yeah, I know. So it's like,
all right.
So it's like I've learned so much about content and just about this business and just about authenticity and just about how to speak even on a mic and how to put together ideas. And you could never take that gratitude away from me. Like when I tease you about going on the Breakfast Club, if that happens, if it doesn't happen, like these things or whatever, like I am so beyond grateful of everything that you've given me, even if it's just been being around you.
Andrew, it's because I know you're great.
I know that.
I knew you was great 6 years ago when you was on fucking Guy.
I know that, but I want you to know that. And I texted you this when you hit me up, and I texted you, and it was sincere. So, yeah, don't ever think for a second that I'm not fucking beyond
Andrew,
grateful.
here's the thing. I don't give a fuck. You don't owe me anything. I saw you
Listen,
6 years ago.
You know how lucky I am to be friends with the guy who has the second biggest platform?
Shut the fuck I'm gonna tell you, this is what's fucked up about having friends like this. He knows this shit bothers him.
I know.
He's gonna do this shit at least for the rest of the fucking year. All right?
No, but I mean that.
No, listen, I feel the same exact way. But I got on Instagram and I said, best stand-up comic in the world right now is not even close. Motherfucker said to me, you need to support Andrew Schulz more. I said, motherfucker, I've been supporting Andrew Schulz for 5-6 motherfucking years. We do a show every week on the Brilliant Idiots podcast. Right? You got to think about things like this. I said that's what I want to do my podcast. Yep. I did have one other person in mind, but I said, let's get Andrew. Andrew's in New York. He's here all the time. He's funny as shit. I thought it would be a great contrast because I'm always with motherfuckers that are black and talking hip hop and all kind of other shit. I said Andrew can touch a lot of different topics. Yep. Brilliant Idiots had success. Just something organic that we just decided to come in here and do every day as motherfucking friends. And now that shit means something to people. People don't just say, yo, that's Charlamagne from Breakfast Club. They say, that's Charlamagne from Breakfast Club and the hit podcast, Brilliant Idiot. Like that shit is on everything that I do. So that shit means something to me. When you build something with somebody and you make money and you make impact, man, that shit is huge. So I did take that personally. He's like, you don't support Andrew Schulz. Yo, I was saying motherfucking Andrew Schulz was top 5 comedian before y'all was even paying Andrew Schulz fucking attention. Yep. When y'all thought he was just some political pundit, you know what I mean? Trying to be Ben Shapiro. I was like, no, this motherfucker's a comic. He's funny as shit. You know why? Because I've been watching Andrew stand up for a few years now. Right. So I love seeing what everybody else is seeing now. When I saw you on Rogan, the reason that shit meant something to me, because number one, that lets me know you've arrived. Right. Yep. But also, I know how much that shit meant to you. It meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if I knew you thought they were a bigger platform than Breakfast Club, I would never have even. You know what? The caption would have been a little shorter on Instagram. I might have posted the picture, but it would have been a lot shorter.
Listen, there's a way to decide who's bigger. We could always figure it out.
It's not the same though.
We could always. I could always go on the Breakfast Club. We can see which gets more views. There's a way to figure it out.
That's another thing too. You asked me. You said, "Why didn't I bring you on since you dropped your special?"
I never asked that.
Well, you did just say that a little while ago.
I did. I said it, but I didn't. I said it in jest. It wasn't like
this is my thing.
I don't expect anything. No, I mean that.
Here's my thing. You're doing it in such a non-conventional way. Right. I don't know when the special dropped. You're dropping a piece every week. I don't know what you. I don't know what the end goal is.
Yeah.
Now, when you tell me like, but you're my man, or if you say, yo, I want to come on Breakfast Club, it's ready. I'm easy.
I'm not gonna.
You don't have to do that with everybody. With me, you can do that.
Fair enough,
It's
but
different.
I don't want to. You know what I realized? Like I don't want to. This was the experiment in sustained faith with Rogan was, and it was mind blowing. But it was like little things happened. Like I remember I had this school shooting joke that he retweeted and then he followed me. This is a while back because when I was in the Bahamas with Duval, and I was like, And a lot of people then in that moment would have reached out and maybe said, hey man, I'd love to come on the podcast. I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep doing the work. I love the fucking work. I love comedy. I don't expect anything from anybody. I don't believe I'm entitled to anything. I believe I deserve nothing but what I do. And then I kept going and I kept doing, and then I did the shows in LA, and then he came and he did the show, and he's like, hey, I want to check you out. I want to watch you. And in that moment, some people might have been like, hey man, I'd love to do the podcast. And I said, I'm not going to ask. Everything that's happened in my life that's been going crazy right now has been for me not asking. And just people around me going, oh shit, man, this kid is really he's about his art and that's all he cares about. So we got to lift this guy up. And that fucking, it fucking works. So I'm like, I'm not bothering nobody. I'm just going to put so much value in the world that people go, hey man, what this kid is doing is different. I'm going to put so much value in the world where you guys at Breakfast Club or other platforms are going to go, we need to talk to this guy because he's changing the game right now.
Don't do that with me.
Do you know what I mean? What do you mean?
Because I knew you was talented.
I know you did.
We've been doing a podcast for 6 years.
No, I know you did. What I'm saying, it's not just Breakfast Club. It's like it's any. It's like
I'm sensitive right now.
No, I know. But it's Gary. It could be Gary Vee. It could be anything. It's like all I can control is what I do. So I'm just gonna do that so much, and if I do it right, it's gonna make waves where people go, oh shit, we need to talk to this guy.
You know what you did, and it's so interesting you're saying that. I literally tweeted this to my guy earlier because not tweeted, text him because he was talking to me about artists from South Carolina, right? And he said something to me about, I know you're a busy man, you're not an A&R. I said, look, man, SC artists, I was just talking about rappers or artists in general, South Carolina, have to stop waiting on people and utilize the internet like everyone else. Nobody is putting anybody on anymore. There are no discoveries of talent. If you don't already got your shit moving, nobody fucking with you. What you did was get your shit moving in your comedy space. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe, and I'm gonna be honest with you, maybe you veered off a little bit because we started doing the podcast, right? And then we was doing a lot of TV. You know what I mean? He was doing a lot of television. He was doing, everything from Guy Code, all that shit, the scripted shit.
Johnny,
So maybe you was getting caught up in that world.
I was.
And then you said to yourself, you know what? I'm going to go back to what got me here.
Yeah.
And I've seen that work for every fucking comedian. Kevin Hart did the same thing. When Hollywood stopped fucking with Kevin Hart, because we're acting like this isn't Kevin Hart's second run.
Yeah.
We're acting like Kevin Hart didn't have Soul Plane. We're acting like Kevin Hart didn't have a sitcom on NBC.
Yeah.
All that shit flopped.
Yeah.
Kevin went back to what he fucking knew.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Last year. Y'all front on Duval, you know what I'm saying? Because of the comments he made on Breakfast Club, that large platform, that motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? That large platform, the Breakfast Club, when Duval came on, he did a little interview that had like 2 million views the first day, then it went crazy for all the wrong reasons, all right? Had us in a lot of bad spaces. But
you might be number one now if it wasn't for that.
Maybe. It's possible, right? But that shit.
Smile, bitch!
But I'm saying all that to say, they cut Duval off. People don't realize how bad they cut Duval legs from under him. A lot of shit that he had going on, they stopped doing. But he doubled down on what the fuck he knew, which was that stand-up. And then eventually, he kept doing what he been doing, which is putting a song out every year for the past 5 years, which y'all forgot all about, and boom. So double down on whatever it is the fuck you know. That's it.
It's the only thing you can control, man. I stopped desiring shit that I couldn't control, and it changed my fucking life. I'm telling you, man, it is, dude, it's magnetic. When people see you doing shit for the right reasons, this is what I've learned about people in power.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten a little bit of power, is you want to help people. Like with any excess I have in my life, I've wanted to help people. And you just want to help the people that are worthy.
How many times have I told you I love throwing more assists than scoring points?
Sure, absolutely. So it's like, and there's so many you can throw. The second biggest platform.
Can I just clarify something real quick? I promise you. Just let me get this out. And we can go back.
Not everybody's Magic Johnson, bro.
Listen, let me get this out.
So they gotta be John
I
Stockton.
want to get this
Maybe
out.
that's why you love Stockton so much.
What Dwayne, what y'all pulled up just now that said is A- is just YouTube.
Right.
That's all it is.
There's a very great.
It's just YouTube.
There's a great argument to be made that your syndication.
Boom.
Puts you in more homes than maybe any TV or anything.
We're in 90 markets.
100%.
150 countries.
Yeah.
We average, I think, what did I say? It's actually like 5 million weekly listeners. So it's like a million daily listeners or something like that.
It's unbelievable.
When you take those numbers, along with, and we're in 150 countries through the Armed Forces Network.
Right.
So when you take those numbers with YouTube, with the social media, Joe Rogan ain't fucking with us. But YouTube, we're both A-.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I was saying.
Right. Is it fair
and he's a podcast.
Right.
He's a podcast. And by the way, biggest podcast in the country. It's not even fucking close.
There we go. Maybe that's
big. I mean, it's not even close. Joe Rogan is the biggest podcast in the country.
What did you guys win at the podcast awards?
Like best urban podcast or some shit like that.
Oh, Breakfast Club won that. Yeah.
And I hosted that. Joe Rogan won an award too. Though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Joe Rogan won an award.
Okay, so
I could have shut that down, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But I might now. But no, all jokes aside.
Yes, listen.
Clearly, because I'm gonna tell you something. Before you did it, Donnell did it.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you the same thing I actually called Donnell to say.
Yeah. I
say, yo, is the Joe Rogan effect real?
Yeah, man.
And he was like, abso-goddamn-lutely.
It's fucking real.
He said, yo, there's nothing else I do other than Breakfast Club that has gotten me the reaction from people that shit did. So I'm asking you the same question.
100%.
The Joe Rogan effect is real.
Joe Rogan effect is real. The Breakfast Club effect is real. I mean, I remember I had shows that weekend at Gotham Comedy Club, and we sold out all 5 shows. I think all 5 shows were sold out. I mean, I made the most money I've ever made in a weekend doing comedy that weekend after going on Breakfast Club. And I asked you if I could go on to promote the shows. And that's just local.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I was immensely grateful for that. And just everything in general. But like, I hate that we turned this into a competitive thing because you're so competitive.
What Brilliant Idiots isn't competitive?
You're right. But like, I don't have any stake. Like, I want you both to win. You know what I mean? Like, I admire both of you, so I want both of these things to be. We're talking about, regardless, in my opinion, the 2 most influential platforms in the world.
Listen, your word matters.
It does.
You know? So I need to hear that.
It does. It does.
Not Joe Rogan is better.
This is not about better or worse. That's another thing.
No, it's bigger. I get it.
It's just numbers.
I get it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, look. The number 2 is a beautiful number. Like, it's got a nice curve
Put your
in
number
it.
2s in the air if you did it on them. See, this was fucked up by having friends. But no, all jokes aside, and I mean this from the bottom of my fucking heart.
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic for Andrew's show.
Thank you, man.
Because another thing, when you talk about competition, I like to be right.
Yeah.
So when you got motherfuckers coming at me, why the fuck you fuck with Andrew?
Yeah.
Get Andrew off the podcast. Andrew's this,
Every
Andrew's
day.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like now what?
Yeah.
Honestly, now what?
Yeah.
Like I've been trying to tell y'all this motherfucker's funny.
Yeah.
And by the way, you act like me and Andrew. It's been plenty of conversations like, Andrew, get to the funny.
Yeah,
you're a comedian. Like, people don't even know you're a comedian. We had those conversations months of fucking ago.
Years
ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've done a great job of letting motherfuckers know, not only am I a comedian, I am, and I'm saying, this is Charlamagne saying, the best stand-up comic in the country today. And I'm saying that.
Cut that clip.
And that's the truth. I used to say top 5. You can go, Comedy Hype would run up on me, yo, who your favorite comedians? Never change. I mean, like, who you talking about? Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. I think Lou Duval's a great performer on stage. Andrew Schulz. And I always said Amanda Seales. I think Amanda's really dope on stage. Now I'm saying Andrew is the best when it comes to stand-up comedy on that stage. There is nobody better than Andrew Schulz. I'm talking about with them jokes.
Right.
Because I'm a wordsmith. I'm sitting there listening to these fucking bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't talking about the stool fucking and the goddamn moonwalking. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about the bars. Andrew got them bars. That's why I like Amanda. She got them bars. I like bars. Chappelle got them bars. Chris Rock got bars. That's what stand-up was about to me. It wasn't about Nothing else.
Ideas, yeah.
They
yeah,
ain't
yeah,
I don't care about the animation and all. I don't care about none of that. What are my ideas about?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
So
I'm
I
with
don't
you.
think there's nobody better than Andrew. That's
Thank you.
a fact.
I mean that. I think that right there is the Joe Rogan effect.
What?
I went from top 5 to number 1.
I'm gonna pay some fucking bills. Man. If you pay the bills, I'm gonna go pee and stop.
Dude, the bathrooms here are nice, but you got to check them out at Rogan, man. They are so nice over there at Rogan.